Hello everyone, this is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be having my final market of the year and going over how exactly it went. It was something, and kind of some of the interesting stories along with that event. Yeah, kind of spoilers, half the vendors didn't show up. But regardless, we made the best of it and ended up having at least a fun day overall. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Good morning all. It is about 6:50-ish, the morning of my market. Pretty much have everything all packed up in the car, just have like some last minute things just because I don't want the clay to get too cold from sitting in the car. But otherwise, we're pretty much all ready to go for this morning, so very exciting. I have no idea how the show will go, especially because the current weather situation is very cold, and it's been snowing off and on the last few days, so we'll see if anyone even actually can make it into the location where the market is. But if not, well, it's 5 hours, it's not too bad, and it's a free show anyway, so it's fine, it's fine. But I've got my little coffee here. I do enjoy this particular mug, my little witch's brew. But yeah, I'm hoping I can stay up at least until about, well, the event ends at 2, and then after that I'm gonna try to come home, maybe take a little nap for a bit because I have my first work Christmas party for my new job, so that's exciting. And then right after that, my fiance is having his own party, and we're having a bunch of our friends over they're all like coming back into town for obviously the holiday. So that's exciting, but at the same time, it is a stacked day, so gotta take a nap where you can, especially when you're working night shift. But anyway, I thought I would just check in with you guys, and I will probably see you all at the market. Again, this is not unfortunately going to be the time where I show off how I set up the table, but I will definitely give you all a view of how it looks after it's all done. So I'll see you then. Hello everyone, it's Jess again. It has now been a couple of days since my last market, and I just thought I would go over and chat about everything that happened with this particular event today first. So, the event that happened last Saturday. So, unfortunately, the event was on a day when the weather was supposed to be very crappy anyway, and I currently live in Illinois, so unfortunately, the weather, especially in this time of year, can be kind of unexpected. There was supposed to be like a mix of wintry, like flurries, / it was also going to get cold enough that it would probably freeze the ground. So yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people, it makes sense. You just have to be a little bit more careful and kind of plan if you want to go outside or not, really. So unfortunately, I think when I first arrived, I think I showed you guys a clip of it, and getting everything set up. About 20 minutes prior to when the market was supposed to start, over like half, or at least it seemed like over half the vendors didn't show up in the hall itself. So there was just like this wide open gap kind of right in the middle of the room. And obviously that's pretty noticeable when you're going to an event like this anyway. So I felt really bad for the event organizer. She was like trying to see if people were like maybe willing to kind of move around just a little bit, and she would help them, so that way it didn't look like such a big space was in the middle. But yeah, I think unfortunately, I don't know how far some vendors traveled in order to do this event, but I sure like potentially those that didn't come were like, no, the weather is probably going to be bad, I don't want to risk it. And I mean, that's fair. The other thing to consider is, yeah, obviously weren't a lot of people that came out. So I think the event itself it was supposed to go from 9 a.m. to about 2 p.m. And I think there might have been maybe 80. I feel like I'm like leaning really hard on that number. Probably less, but yeah, maybe 80 people that actually came into the room. I bet it was somewhere between 50 and 80. Definitely not 100. There was not that many people. But yeah, and unfortunately, again, mostly because of the weather, but also this event was not super, it has never been very well advertised. I think that the person who runs it, she does put something on Facebook, but it never seems like, whenever I've checked the post out, there's not really many people that look like they've seen it or like responded or liked or anything with it. And that's okay. And then as far as like actual, signage or things that show that the event is going to be happening that day or that week or anything like that, the only actual sign I've ever seen is like one of those little yard sale signs that's just kind of right by the like parking entrance, and that's pretty much it. So I do feel a little bad for like those people that traveled from way out of town and potentially tried to come to do this event. But again, one thing to consider is the actual price of the show is pretty cheap. So I think if you did one event, then it would be $45. If you did 2, then you could actually get both days for $80. And then the event organizer did have a deal where she would make, if you wanted to do 2 shows and then another show, it would be like a buy 2 get 1 free. So that's actually what I did. So ultimately I ended up paying $80 for 3 shows, so that was pretty nice. This current show, or this past show that I just did this past weekend, was really just free, and I just basically anything that I made was all profit, so that is kind of nice. But I think the thing I do have to consider is, unfortunately, this is not typically my target audience. It really was people more looking for like maybe last minute Christmas gifts, decorations for their homes, things like that. So, and unfortunately, I did have someone buy one of my little scarf ghosts, one of my clay scarf ghosts, so that was the last of that one. But otherwise, let's see, I did sell 3 stickers, 2 little keychains, and a plushie keychain. So yeah, not really much as far as sales. I don't know. I don't know that I really could have done anything different. I did also put up a little tree with all of the clay ornaments that I made, and I thought that would be really cute, and it would be a nice way to display that, hey, there's ornaments here if you would like. I put them on the tree, but I don't think anyone actually noticed them. So my plan kind of backfired anyway. I bet if I had maybe put them up with all of my other displayed clay items, then they probably would have been seen more and maybe people would have looked at it, but it's okay. It is what it is. The good things about this whole event in general, though, the event organizer, very kind. She was always willing to help out if you needed it to help set up. I think that she was trying to make accommodations for all the people. She actually did say, because there was maybe a 45-minute gap where no one came into the hall where the event was being run, whether that be because of weather or whatever it might have been. But after that, she did kind of say, hey, like if you need to go because of the weather, I understand. You can go ahead and close up and, go ahead and pack up and go. And there were a couple people who did that. Yeah, I think this event was not worth it for well, maybe not all the people, but quite a few people in the room. But at least the fellow vendors that were around us are very nice. I actually really did like my neighbors to the left of me. They're very sweet ladies, and they'd actually talked to me before at a previous show, so I think that was really nice. And then the lady to the right of me was also very kind. The ladies to the left did some sublimation with cups and little magnets and things like that. And then the lady to the left made like those covers for like tissue boxes and things like that. And she was very talented, but she was really nice too. She was kind of nervous, I think, at the very beginning, because I think this might have been her first show. I'm not 100%. She said she had just retired, but she was really sweet. And yeah, it was just nice to kind of work with some really nice vendors again. So I think that always makes it for a good show too. All of the customers that came by too, they were also very sweet, even though the ones that didn't buy from me, that's okay. And they were very kind and were like, oh, this is so cute and things like that. So those do make your experiences with shows a little bit better, even if you don't necessarily sell a lot at them. So I'm still pretty happy. Would I do this event again? No, I really don't think so. Unfortunately, kind of like I said, it's not really my target audience. My audience is definitely, people who recognize some of my, like the fan art that I do, or those who are more interested in more spooky, cute Halloween items. So at just a regular craft market, no, this is probably not the event for me. To be fair, I do see a lot of people that are always saying like, hey, it's not Halloween anymore, it's Christmas time. You should probably not do so much Halloween art. And yes, I do understand that. And I did have a couple of things obviously that were not focused solely on like, spooky cute Halloween things. But that's just also part of my branding and what I want to do with my art. So I have a hard time kind of balancing the two, I suppose. Maybe it's just me being too stubborn and I should work on that, but that's okay. But yeah, that was my last market of the year for 2024. Very exciting. There's going to be some new events that'll be coming in 2025 as well. So we'll talk about that in a minute here. So yes, as far as events for next year, I have already gotten in, it seems like, to my next QuadCon, which will be in February, so that's very exciting. I get to take part in that again. I also, so far, have gotten accepted into Nightmare Weekend in Chicago. It's technically in Rosemont, but Chicago. And that will be in early May, which is a little hard because that's also going to be like right before my fiance graduates from nursing school. So we'll figure that out. I think he is still planning to come down and help me just because it's the weekend. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. And I did apply. I don't think that I have much luck, but we will see what happens. I did apply to C2E2 for April, so that would be a fun one to also take place in. And then otherwise, I think that I will try to apply for Combo Breaker again once it opens up for 2025. Because I think that that would be really fun to do too. So, lots of new things to come. I will probably, if I can, try to do more QuadCons in the future. But other than that, I don't know if there are other big shows that I'll be taking place in. Mostly because I will talk about this in a future video here. But I officially started hello Buffy. Hi. Oh my goodness, sorry, I got distracted. I did officially start my orientation for my master's program, and it already seems very intense, which is probably a good thing because I do want to get through it, as quick as I can, but also oof. So the recommended study time is at least 20 hours a week, if not more, 20 to 30, something like that, and along with my other job. So I think the in between on my break times is when I'm actually going to still create art and hopefully do my videos and everything like that. But I do apologize that there's probably not been as much, content and art making as I would like to do, especially at the end of the year here. But I am looking forward to trying out some new things. I definitely want to make some more characters for the world of Spookfall Hollow. I definitely want to try and make some more keychain designs and maybe some more enamel pins because I've just been very inspired lately. So yeah, I hope that you all look forward to that in the future. I actually do have some big surprises that are going to be coming hopefully with the next video, so look forward to that. And I'm also planning to take a look back at my 2024 goals that I made for the year and see hopefully if we've been able to accomplish any, And if not, then, you know, how are we going to update them for the 2025? So look forward to that next video. But I think that is actually all that I have for this video, friends. I hope that you gained some insight, maybe learned a little bit more about, you know, vending in a market that might not be for your niche, but that's okay. And I hope that you look forward to the future videos. So feel free to follow along if you'd like to. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day.